Thank you, Matcha.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Namaste Lake Chapala for our Sunday Zoom Zikr. It is great to have all of you. We are going to be joined today by a beautiful, beautiful man, a Sufi teacher of the highest order, my friend Ghassan Manasra from, of all places, Nazareth in the Holy Land. There is a rather famous person, in addition to Ghassan, who comes from that town. You may have heard of him. So we're gonna we're gonna have some beautiful, some chanting, some wisdom, some deep sharing and joining on our Sufi Sunday. So, first of all, welcome, Ghassan. So wonderful to have you. Do you want to say hello to everyone?
Hello.
Hello.
Uh-oh. Let's
And
let's get everybody
hello.
muted here.
I'm really so happy to be with you. Thanks so much, brother James, to invite me to be at this very warm, very beautiful circle of love. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Well, we're going to hear more from you in just a few minutes, but we're going to go ahead and jump right in. As you know, for me, being in hot water can sometimes be the opening of the heart and soul that allows that divine holy communication with God to manifest. I was on the phone yesterday with Ghassan, and we were talking about this, and I explained to him how I realized this the first time when I was in the Holy Land at the Dead Sea, and there's a beautiful hot mineral spring that boils up from the Dead Sea that he knows very well. And it was when I was in that hot water that opening happened and produced the book that I would say of all the books I've written, it comes closest to that awakened heart that we're talking about. And that's the art of spiritual peacemaking. All of it was born in that hot water. So I've always used that as like the vehicle or the tool to crack open the armor so that the heart can shine forth and also receive that divine guidance. And so a couple of nights ago, I was in the bathtub here. As you know, this is my only little route of escape from my anchor hold. I go up and take a hot bath because I know that it's almost like a communication portal for me. And several things came to me. And I want to begin by sharing the simplest and yet perhaps the most profound. It was one of those moments when this light sort of just broke through. I remember many years ago when I was focusing on that story of Moses, and when God told Moses to go to the Pharaoh, and Moses said, "Who shall I say sent me?" And God said in Hebrew, Ehyeh Asher Ahyeh, which is I am that I am. And I was focusing on that name when suddenly it was like a lightning bolt struck, and I saw this cloud of fire almost, and suddenly there was a comma. It was no longer just I am that I am, but I am that comma, I am. And it was a very similar experience when I was in the tub 2 nights ago. And I was just chanting the name Allah, Allah, Allah. As I've said many times before, it's my favorite name of God because the sound ah, which is the sound that awakens the heart, is in that name 2 times. Ah, La. And when we chant it, it opens our heart. And I was in the bathtub chanting this when, in fact, I'll just show you something here first. So if you look, you'll see Allah. And what occurred to me is what happens if you take out the H in the word. So you have the word Allah, the name of God, but you take out the name or the letter H. And if you see here, oh, let me take this one. Okay, so suddenly, if you look at it, the first 3 letters going from left to right, the word is all. And if you turn around and you look at the first 3 letters going from the other direction, it's also all. So the name of God, Allah, is all in all. Isn't that beautiful? It may seem like such a simple thing, but when we just sit with that and meditate with that and allow that simple message to penetrate our hearts, all God is all in all. Isn't that the most complete and direct way to describe what we call God? We've often said that we can't conceptualize God. We can't put it outside ourselves because God is everywhere in everything, all in all. And that's not something that our minds can understand, but our hearts and our souls, if we allow that penetration. It's like Arabi, no, who was it that said that we must be, that we're all feminine before God, and so God penetrates us. And this is what this name reminded me. This is what God really is, all in all, beyond any concept, beyond any way of understanding intellectually. And that's why we always say this is an experience. And that experience of all in all comes to us when we desire nothing else, when it's all we desire. So we're going to do a chant now to begin to awaken that desire. And we're going to be talking about that. We'll use singing and some movements to awaken that desire. Now, those of you who have been here many times, you've experienced this before. This desire or this chant basically has, I think, 4 parts. It begins with, and we wrap our arms around ourselves, and the words are, your love belong. Wait, I have to remember now. My love belongs to only thee. Belongs to only thee. Belongs to only thee. And when we sing this, we wrap our arms around ourselves. And then my heart belongs to only thee. Belongs to only thee. Belongs to only thee. We're giving ourselves completely to the divine. And then my mind belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. And finally, we put our arms up like this, and my life belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. And these are so much more than words. This is like the ignition to the spark, to the experience that we're describing, when we give everything to everything. Did you hear that? When we give everything to everything, or to that all in all, that everything returns to us, everything is given to us. But we must choose this. We must choose to give everything. And a chant like this, if we really get into it, and that's what I'm going to encourage you to really get into it, you'll feel that. So let me sing it once a cappella, just so you can hear how the tune goes. And if you want, you can follow along with the movements. So it goes, my love belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. Now my heart belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My mind belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. And my life belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. So that's the chant we're going to begin with. And once again, I'm going to encourage you to really feel this. When Jesus was asked, what's the greatest of the commandments, he said, you shall love the Lord your God with your whole mind, your whole heart, everything. To love all in all, with everything, to give everything that you have. This is the essence of Sufism, as I'm sure Ghassan will tell us. It's love. It's love of all in all. So once again, I'm going to really encourage you to give yourself to this. I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share so we can have the video. And here we go. You can follow me for the movements. Don't hold back. The key is to give everything, all in all.
My love belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My heart belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My mind belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My life belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee.
God is calling you to give all in all. So don't hold back anything.
My love belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My heart belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My mind belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My life belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee.
Feel these movements, the wrapping your arms around yourself, putting your hands on your heart, take you even deeper.
My love belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My heart belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My mind belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My life belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee.
The kingdom of God is all around you and within you right now. Give everything to everything, and everything shall be yours.
My love belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee. My heart belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee, belongs to only thee.
Everything I am belongs to thee, O Lord. I will not hold back, but give everything back to you. One final time, we allow this light and this love to penetrate the armor that we hold on to, but now we release. So now we just hold still for a moment and feel. Feel the radiance and the heat of that fire, of that holy light. And know that I am that. I am one with the beloved, with God, with Allah. And in this moment, I claim that oneness. I allow the truth to penetrate, to dissolve me of me. Lord, my only prayer is that you take from me the me I have made, so that I shall see only thee. So go and take one more deep breath. I just want to share or begin the conversation with one little passage, another one that came through in the bathtub. And then I'm going to turn it over to Ghassan and look so forward to hearing what he will share with us from his perspective, from the Sufi perspective. The question is, if there was only one desire that you share with God, only one, would you claim only that? Would you seek only that? If you knew what that desire was. What we want to believe, and we're going to hear that in a moment, what we want to believe is that God has many desires for us. God wants us to be happy. God wants us to be abundant. But the truth, and I promise you this is true, there is only one. There's only one desire that God has, that you can share. And in sharing that one desire, it is amplified like an ocean that becomes, with no shore, an ocean with no shore, it becomes everything. So I want you to listen to this, and then I'm going to turn it over to Ghassan to share more. There is only one desire I share with God, or love Allah, one desire, to know that God is one, and I am, not small I am, but large I am contained within that oneness. One desire that I share with love, or God, or Allah, that God is one, and I am contained within that ocean, just as the drop of water is contained within the ocean, within that oneness. The identity you claim, who you think you are, refuses to believe this. You want to believe that God has many desires for you. You believe that God wants you to be happy and wealthy. And when you hear that God doesn't care if you're happy or wealthy, you feel attacked. What you do not realize is that your understanding of being happy is not what God calls true happiness. Your understanding of being wealthy is not what God calls true wealth. I'm going to pause there just for a moment, because your idea of happiness is not whole. It is not complete. It does not contain everything. Your idea of being wealthy is not whole. It is not complete. Because if it was, we'd be giving it all away every moment. If we experience the true happiness that God does will for us, we would be happy all the time for no reason at all. There is no reason to be happy except that God is. This is the only reason there ever could be. There is no such thing as having a big bank account and thinking you're wealthy. Some of the wealthiest people in the world have no bank account, have no money, because they understand what true wealth is. So that single desire that we share with God, this should be our longing. This should be the only focus, like every breath that we take. In fact, there's a Rumi quote that I shared a week or so ago that speaks directly to this, so I'm going to share it one more time. Rumi said, "Don't look for water. Just be thirsty. Your thirst attracts God," and here it is, "because your longing for God is God's longing for you. They are the same. Your longing for God is God's longing for you. It is the most direct way to God, because it is the magnetic attraction of the soul for the source. Like a moth drawn to the flames, we are drawn back to God by the fire of longing, of love, of giving all to all, Allah." When we think of that name in that way, it changes it. Allah, front and back, front and everything, from every direction, is all in all. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to our dear brother Ghassan and see if he would like to share any insight around that. Hello, Ghassan.
Hello, hello. Thank you. It's it's so great meanings and so great connection with the divine love. What did you say? I'm so happy to be here, and I felt that I touch my Sufi essence through the four dimensions. But thank you. Um, you know, it's in Sufism. Uh, there is a many steps until we will get to that desire. It's the process of walking. It's the process of practicing and listening and studying. And once I was with my sheikh in East Jerusalem, and his house it's up on Mount of Olives. I used to live in Nazareth and in Mount of Olives, two places, Jerusalem and Nazareth. I try to follow the steps of Jesus, and there I came there and I asked the sheikh, and I asked him, okay, um, I have lots, as you say, lots of desires. I have lots of desires within me. It's moving every day in a different waves. Sometimes, and I'm in a different mystical situation, and tomorrow I'll be in a different mystical situation. Then this desire will not be the same desire tomorrow, and day after it will change because it connect to your spiritual situation. How is your path? How is your way? Who are you today? Are you realize yourself or not? He say to me, Ghassan, it's very important for you to know that you need to connect to the human before you will connect to God. I say, yeah. He say, make this desire is your workshop now.
Hmm.
I say, why? He say, Ghassan, look at yourself. You are green eyes, you are white, you are one, two, three. And look at the people in Africa, blacks, black eyes, and look at the people of China, yellow, and so on, so on, so on. Different shapes, different culture, and different language, different religions, different nationalities. I say yes. He said, don't look at these images, look at the internal image, because you are the same person as that person and as this person, because all of us, we share the same inner side and the same love, the same pain, the same feelings. Then you can be all of these people, and all of these people is you. Don't put any barrier in your way for to divide yourself from the big family. All of these great people, they are your family. Don't say your religion is the strongest, your nationality is the strongest, your tongue is the strongest. You're no, you are not. If you think like this, you are the weak person. Then your desire is to connect to these people, because these people will be your bridge toward God. These people, they are the bridge toward God. And if you need to walk at that bridge, you must come with all of these people with you. Don't come alone. Because listen, we have one God, we have one Allah, as you say, all, right? Allah, all. Then if you need to get to Allah, you need to come with the all, as your theory, as your philosophical theory, as you say, you know. And very important thing he said to me, Hassan, when you will come to God, you need to know one thing around all of your desire. The Sufis said, if you'll know yourself, you'll know your God. You'll know yourself, you'll know your God. They say in Arabic, man arafa nafsahu arafa rabbahu. But if you will know, will not, if you don't know yourself, you don't know your God. And I say, okay, he said, this is your mission to go to know yourself. I say, oh, it's easy, I will go. And I began to work and to work and to, I couldn't know myself. And I came to him, he say, I said to him, I couldn't. He said, search what is the reason. And I went. I was about 16 years old when I met first time. In Nazareth, we are living together, Christians and Muslims, as one family. But we never discussed about the internal or the inner side of our faiths. And I came to one of my friends. He is a priest. And I began to talk with him. He began to explain to me about Christianity and so on and so on. When he explained to me, I began to understand myself. I understood myself by the other faith. I cannot say the other faith. I can see the other interpretation of the same faith. We have the same faith, but Christianity, it's a different interpretation than Islam, than Judaism, than Buddhism. But it's the same faith. Because we have the same Allah, the same God, And I began to understand. I went to the rabbi in Nazareth Elite, Nofa Galil today. And I began to study. I began to understand myself more. I ran away to my sheikh. I said to him, I understood myself a little bit. He said, how? I say, with the Christianity and Judaism. He said, great. Then you need to know, all of you on this airplane, if you'll pray a very, very, very deep and very clear and clean prayer, and you have Christians, Jews, Buddhists, Sikh, Muslims, Baha'is, I don't know what. If God will accept your prayer, all of the passengers will save. But if God will accept that priest prayer, you will be saved. You will be safe. And if God will accept the Christian and the Jewish and so on prayer, all of you will be accepted. Then you are all, you are not one. And he said to me, look at the burn tree of Moses, as you say, the fire of Moses. Look at the tree, the burn tree. When Moses saw the tree, he said, okay, I see fire there. I will go to search. There, maybe I'll bring for you some light or some fire. And he went there. He saw a burn tree. It's not burned. There's no dust. There's no nothing. It's light. And God said to him, put your shoes out of this area. He understood. He put down his ego and put down the earthly desires. And he entered as a clean person there. When he came back, his wife, the daughter of Jethro, and they said, you came light person. I said, yes, because I threw out the things that God told me to throw. I will not talk a lot. James, tell me when to stop and when to.
You're doing great. Whenever you feel it.
Thank you. Soon I will finish, and it's very important to find the desire. In our practice in Sufism, we have the greatest Sufi philosopher, Ibn Arabi, as we discussed, James, 13th century. He passed away in 1238 or 40. He say, when you'll begin your process, you'll come to the Sheikh and he begin to train you and to prepare you. Very important thing to do is to polish the mirror of your heart. The mirror of the heart. We need to polish the mirror of the heart, because the mirror of the heart it can show you through the mirror that you can see the essence of yourself and the essence of God. Because the essence of you and your God is connect here in the heart. Why? Because God say, nothing can include me. This is a oral tradition of God. Say, nothing can include me. No earth, nor heaven. One thing can include me. The heart of my believer. The heart of my believer. And if you will make, then Ibn Arabi say, we are the robe, the cloth of God. We are the robe of God. If you will be the robe or the house of God, you need to clean that house. And if the creature is in your heart, you must include all of his creation within you, with your heart, with him. Not to say, I am the best, or I am. The most important desire is to be stolen from yourself, taken from
Mm. To be
you.
stolen from yourself. I love that. What a beautiful image.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ghassan, my brother. It's so good to have you to represent this rich and beautiful tradition and to help take us deeper. And you're right, it's all about the essence. It's not about the form. Christian, Muslim, Jew or whatever. And obviously where you come from, it's such a rich combination of all of these. And yeah, thank you so much. In fact, I want everyone just to take a deep breath for a moment. And Teddy just put something up here from A Course in Miracles that I think it's just the perfect prayer to just sort of very smoothly move from this beautiful lesson into the heart, into the truth. Father, beloved, I was created in your mind, a holy thought that never left its home. I am forever your effect, and you forever and forever are my cause. As you created me, I have remained. Where you established me, I still abide. And all your attributes abide in me, because it is your will to have a son so like his creator that cause and its effects are indistinguishable. Let me know that I am an effect of God. And so I have the power to create like you. And as it is in heaven, so on earth. Your plan I follow here, and at the end I know that you will gather your effects into the tranquil heaven of your love, where earth will vanish and all separate thoughts unite. In glory as the Son of God, let us today behold earth disappear, at first transformed and then forgiven, fade entirely into God's holy will. Allah. So this is the simple answer, to have the one desire that we share with God be everything. There's only one desire that leads us into that tranquil heaven that we just heard about. To know that God is one and that we are all contained within that oneness, and then be willing to share that through our eyes, through our presence, not so much through words. Words get in the way usually. But to allow the vibratory frequency of our presence to be everything. So when people come to us, they feel something. They feel something about themselves, not about you, but about themselves. Something comes awake. The fire begins to increase within them. It's like we're fanning that flame with our love. What other reason could there be to be here at this point? I can't think of one. It's the only thing that's going to bring you what you really want. to first feel and then extend that love, that all in all, Allah. So before we do another chant, I want to check in with our dear sister Vicky. We're not going to have a lot of chatting today because this is so potent on its own. But Vicky, I always love to hear what you share. So go right ahead, my dear.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Ghassan and Teddy, for the quote. Thank you, everyone, for this experience together today into the quieting of the heart. And what I respond to so well, Ghassan, that you were saying is the mirror of our heart, that mirror within, that polishing that glass so that there is, and the remedy is so in front of us all the time, to simply love, to welcome, to accept, to bless. That when we polish that inner light that we already are, that inner mirror, that as we love, everything erupts into the natural flame of our holiness. That's all we have to do, that we're here to love, we're here to bless, and that connection with our brother is where we find our creator. We find him as we see him, and love, and that's what polishes that mirror within us. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Ghassan. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky. This is such a pure experience. That's the thing that we need to just keep remembering, that this is such a pure experience. Beyond the intellect, beyond all of the symbols of the mind, beyond all of those concepts and identifications, there is a light. Go to that light. Jump into that fire. Why dance around the fire? Just jump in, because that's where you'll find yourself. It's not where you find God. There is no God outside of you, outside of your wholeness. So jump into the fire. And then you'll realize that God is so wonderful, that you are so wonderful, that every moment, every blessing is so wonderful. If only we would just dive in and not hold back. This is what we tend to do. We give almost everything, but we don't give everything. We give 99% sometimes, but there's that one little bit that holds back just in case. All we're saying is don't hold back. Give everything. And then all in all is yours, Allah. So let this be your prayer now. Give everything to the wonderful nature of God, to the all that is contained within you. It's so simple, it's so pure, it's so holy. That single desire that we share with God. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and close with a song that most of you know and a video that we can just dance to. God is so wonderful. And if we can just keep that at the front of our mind and see it, let that be the lens through which we see everything and everyone. Like these glasses. Everything is blurry. I can't really see, or I can't read that beautiful quote that Teddy put up here unless I put on what? The lens that brings everything clear. God, Allah, is the lens that brings everything into perfect clarity. And it's only that desire, that love, that fire that brings us to that. And by acknowledging how wonderful it is, it comes to us so easily and naturally. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen so we can share this final chant together. And I'm just going to invite you to give everything to this. God is so wonderful.
You are
Now go be wonderful to each other. Ghassan, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you will come back and join us again on Sufi Sunday. Your wisdom will always be so welcomed. Vicky, of course, as always, thank you, my dear. Love you so much. And I love all of you.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you,
I
Paul.
love you. Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
beautiful
you.
day, everyone.
Namaste.
We
Thank you
love
so
you.
much.
Thank you.